This investigative content contains graphic descriptions of violence and themes of loss and distress, which viewers may find upsetting.
Born on the 6th of February 2002, Ellie Gould was the daughter of Matthew and Carol Gould, and lived with her family in Calney, Wiltshire. At the time of her death, she was a Year 12 sixth form student at Harden Hewish School in Chippenham, and was studying for her A-levels. A keen horse rider, she participated in local equestrian events, as well as competing in cross-country. She wanted to join the mounted police and study psychology at university. January 2019, shortly before turning 17, Ellie began dating a level student Thomas Griffiths, whom she had known since they were in Year 7. Ellie's father wasn't overly keen on Griffiths because he didn't say much, but she assumed this aspect of his character was just down to his age. As Ellie's exams approached, she wanted to focus on her studies and felt the relationship was not right for her, so ended it in early May. On the 3rd of May 2019, Griffiths of Derry Hill, Wiltshire, was dropped off at school by his mother. After emailing his teachers to tell them he was feeling unwell, he walked to Chippenham bus station, where he caught a bus back to Derry Hill. Before returning home, his mother also returned home, and after hiding in the wardrobe of his bedroom so that she would not discover him absent from school, and waiting for her to depart again, he took the keys to a silver Ford Focus and drove to Ellie's house. Following an argument, Griffiths attempted to strangle her, then used a knife he had taken from the family kitchen to attack Ellie. Griffiths spent an hour at the house to clean up the crime scene, using clothes to do this which he placed in a plastic bag. He washed his trainers in the kitchen sink and cleaned the knife before placing it in Ellie's hand to make her injuries appear to be self-inflicted. He then used Ellie's finger to unlock her mobile phone to text one of her friends, who was due to give her a lift to school, telling the friend not to collect her. After returning home, Griffiths put his clothes in the washing machine, then dumped the bag of bloodied items in a local woodland. A neighbor saw him returning from the woods and drove him back to school, where he was subsequently collected by his mother. Later that day, he sent text messages to friends saying that he and Ellie were going on a break from their relationship and see how things go after exams. Ellie's body was discovered by her father at 3 p.m. in her kitchen. Wiltshire police arrested Griffiths on suspicion of murder at 6 p.m. on the 3rd of May, outside a friend's house in Calney, and taken to Melksham police station. Evidence was gathered from Griffiths' mobile phone and CCTV cameras tracking his movements, and a neighbor who saw someone matching his description outside Ellie's house. Griffiths had marks on his neck that were consistent with defense wounds. He initially denied involvement in Ellie's death, claiming not to have seen her that day, and that he had arranged to go to her house so the pair could study together. Police then matched blood on his trainers with that belonging to Ellie. He was charged with her murder on the 6th of May and appeared before Salisbury Magistrates' Court the next day. He appeared at Bristol Crown Court on the 9th of May, where a provisional trial date was set for the 28th of October. He did not enter a plea and was remanded in custody. At a plea hearing on the 29th of August 2019, Griffiths pleaded guilty to Ellie's murder and was remanded in custody to await sentence. Griffiths' sentencing hearing took place on the 8th of November. The court was told that Griffiths had argued with Ellie prior to her death. The post-mortem showed pressure applied to her neck had incapacitated her. Griffiths claimed to not remember the events of what had happened and tried to explain marks on his neck as being from self-harm, but that they were more likely to be a result of his young victim fighting for her life. Griffiths was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 12.5 years before he is eligible for parole.